I'll give you one sentence. I was commandeered for a threesome last night by 2 cowgirls. This is bad. 2022 can go and shove it up its ass. It was 30 fucking degrees plus beating sunshine every fucking day. And we played beach cricket for 4 fucking hours on New Year's Eve, and now I'm fucking roasted. For those that missed it, look at this. I can't dry myself with a towel because it hurts too much. I was like walking around outside waiting for my back to dry because I can't even touch it. It's so sore. I had an opportunity last night to not go out. At 8:30, I could have stayed in, had a couple of beers, and been in bed by 11 o'clock, and then I'm at the fucking pub. I should never have gone out. Chad, I didn't get laid. I didn't even kiss anyone on New Year's Eve. Do you want to know why? There was 50 fucking people at the Airbnb at like 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and then all the families went home with the kids, and all the girls, single and taken, went to the fucking pub. And all the boys were like, nah, fuck the pub, we'll stay here. So there's 14 blokes sitting around a fucking table blind on when New Year's came around. And we're all like, hey, boys, you want to kiss each other? Smoochie. It was fucked. It was a fucking sausage festival. I did get commandeered for a threesome last night. Let me set the scene. There's so much to unpack here. We got to meet these girls because Josh decided he was going to do the hat thing again for the 75th fucking time, where they're drinking these fucking pink pints of tasting like dog shit. And then all of a sudden, I just feel a tickle on the top of my head, and this hat is removed. And I glance over. Josh doesn't even make eye contact with me. He grabs my hat softly off my head and puts it on top of his hat. He has now entered hat phase because he now has 2 hats on his head. I swear to God, within one song, he had 14 fucking hats on his head. As soon as one hat was added, it was fucking ghostkies. So within literally 3.5 minutes, he had 3 Akubras, a beanie, and fucking 9 more snapbacks all on his fucking head, and he's walking around with like this leaning tower of fucking suede. Everyone's taking photos of him. Everyone's like, oh, this is the greatest gag ever. He's going up to these fucking 6'5" blokes who are wearing beanies and have fucking sleeve tattoos, and I'm like, don't piss off the Hells Angels right now, Blackie. Just leave the poor guys alone. He's got a beard and it's braided. He's gonna fucking shoot us. Just fucking leave him alone, mate. Leave him alone. Nah, he's got his beanie. It's on his head. That's it. Like, it's in the 12th slot. I'm pretty sure it's on top of one of the Akubras. Blackie's walking around and he's asking everyone for their hats. The good thing is, everyone in the beer garden then, like these little friendship groups all have something in common. Their hats are on top of that drunken idiot from Colac, and they're like, oh, your hat's over there too. Yeah, mine's the pink one. Then, after the hat thing's finished, we lay all the hats out on the table, and then I go around as the messenger boy, basically like the runner for South Colac, and go up to the group and basically be like, ladies and gentlemen, if your hat was confiscated in the great hat stack of 2022, it's now available for purchase over at the table. And there's just like 15 hats all lined up. You can come get your hat. It's like, oh, yeah, that's mine. And so the 2 cowgirls come over. They're wearing like the button-up blue, like, you know the one? They had like spurs, I'm pretty sure. One of them was fucking pretty hot though, actually. We get talking to him. And then all the guys I'm with are taken. And then one of the boys points at me and go, he's single. She goes, oh, nice to meet you. My name's fucking, we'll call her Sarah. And she's like, oh, hey, my name's Sarah. I'm like, hey, Sarah, what's going on? Like, this is my friend Zoe. I'm like, hey, Zoe, how you going? I'm like, you guys down here for a little bit? You go, yeah, we're staying in the ute. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're sleeping in the back of our ute. We're trying to find some people so we'd stay at their house. We're a bit sick of the tray of the fucking Holden Commodore SS wagon. So I get talking to Sarah and Zoe. Sarah has the audacity to say the following sentence. So are you actually single or am I wasting my time? She then said, we're both single. You can come stay with us in the ute. So now, I don't know how close girls could be with each other whilst witnessing fornication, but like she was basically being like, come back, Sarah and Zoe, to the ute. We'll see what happens. And that's just how Brodie spent the night in a ute. No. The reason that it didn't happen is because we just got way too fucking hammered. What did you say? Listen, I haven't had a female talk to me in what feels like 2022 years. And I went to water and I was like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, are you going to be out for a while? We can see what happens. I can't commit to anything. You know, I'm a busy man. So instead, we just got that fucking drunk that we lost complete track of time. The pub shut at like 1 o'clock. And then the next part of the story is the photo shoot with the sea urchin. Can't believe you didn't run with it. I didn't want to leave the boys. The whole reason that I went out was to hang out with the boys. And it was kind of one of those things where I'm like, I don't mind the idea of going back with Zoe and Sarah. I was like, it sounds like it would have been a good time, but it's also dangerous. So I cucked myself. My first opportunity to have sex of the year was literally on the 1st, and I fucking tossed the bread. I caught up with this lovely girl, Katie, who moved to Melbourne, who used to live in Apollo Bay. I hadn't seen her in 10 years, so I went outside with her. We were standing there in the corner. She lights up a joint 9 feet away from the security guard, like this trumpet baseball bat. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, it's Apollo Bay, mate. I'm like, Katie, you haven't been here for 10 years. That security guard is going to throw us the fuck out. And she's like, don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. And then she saw the security guard go over and lean into another group like, what's that? I can smell it. And she's like, oh. She's like, oh, fuck, better put that out. We watched one of our mates. We call him DJ because his initials are DJ. They bought a round of beers for everyone, right? At like really late, like probably the last round of beers that we got for the whole night. And DJ's on the dance floor. The tribute band is playing some kind of fucking old school classic rock song from like Billy Joel. And we give the beers out to the boys. 2 of us stand back. 5 of the other boys go onto the dance floor. DJ, no word of a lie, full cup of beer, is dancing to like this Billy Joel song like this. I shit you not, in 4.5 minutes that the song went for, his whole beer never entered his mouth once, and then the cup was empty. He's like, it's been, woo! Fucking empty. No word of a lie. We started watching it. You know, the first comment was like, look at DJ spilling the beer over there. Look at him. He just spilled like fucking, he just spilled like the whole top of his beer. And then he does it again. But mate, he spilled a third of that beer and he hasn't even taken a sip yet. And then he does it again and they're like, he's not gonna drink any. So then we're just like watching him, and by the end of it, no shit, there would have been that much beer left in the cup. And he's just like, yeah. Who's out? It's like, what? I had a fucking great time. And I was so fucking annoying too. Like, I was so fucking annoying. Blackie wouldn't stop playing Dido on New Year's Eve. I picked up his work radio and threw it across the backyard. I said, Blackie, if you play one more Dido song, I'm going to lose my shit. And then he's just sitting there just fucking laughing. Like, he's just sitting there giggling under his breath. Then all of a sudden, I will go down with this ship. And I just went, fuck off. Just tossed it. I was bad. Because you know what happened? I ran out of mid-strength and all that was left was like XPAs. So between the hours of 11 and 1 o'clock, I turned a corner. I got to the pub at 8:30 and Josh said to me, he goes, me and you are going to be the only 2 home and I can't do it alone. But fuck, I've got to go back. Josh went and caught up with people that he met in London, who we don't really know that well. He went to lunch with them and he won the crayfish. Like, he won a lobster in a raffle. So Josh is carrying around $150 worth of lobster all day in this fucking styrofoam box filled with ice. I get to the pub at 8 o'clock and Josh is like, listen, me and you are going to be the only 2 home when we get back. I'm going to need your help, but I want to do a photo shoot with the lobster. I'm like, I'm down. Like, that's fucking right up my alley. And then at 10 o'clock, no shit, an hour and a half later, quote unquote, Josh gets a message from his girlfriend who didn't come out. And for those who don't know, we named it Pinchy. He gets a message from his fiance at 10 o'clock. We're going to bed and we've cleaned the entire house. Do not get Pinchy out of the fridge. And this is right before the hat incident. And he's just got this fucking like Pepe laugh grin on. He's like, she doesn't know. So we get back, no shit, and we're so quiet. Blackie gets this fucking lobster out. He puts it on the couch with a pair of sunnies on with the remote control under it, Pinchy watching TV. And then he takes it outside. We rip the cover off the barbecue. He holds Pinchy, and I'm holding a pair of tongs. Pinchy cooking a barbecue. And what we didn't know is that Pinchy was actually frozen, not refrigerated. So everywhere we put him, he was leaking lobster juice. So when we put him back in the fridge, we go on the couch, we're like, oh, what is that? Pinchy has like leaked defrosted lobster juice over everything. Oh my God, I forgot about the other thing I did. We got fish and chips for dinner before I went to the pub to meet Blackie, and we were writing down the order. You know how like you ask your friends when you're at there, it's like, all right, what does everyone want for the fish and chips? Or you want 6 dim sims, 2 pieces of flake, yeah, minimum chips, okay, yeah, all right, spring roll, got it. I had the list and I yelled out, 4 crab sticks. And everyone's like, we don't want a crab stick. No one wants a crab stick. All right, 4 crab sticks. Everyone's like, why do you want those? And I go, I'm going to put them in precarious places around the house. And I completely forgot I did it. And I get this photo. Josh goes to bed at 2 a.m. He sends me a photo of his Panadol Rapid with a fucking crab stick in it. Put a crab stick in his Panadol. Did you guys see on Instagram how I think I found the world's biggest chip? I kept it. I was like, this is the world's biggest chip. I've got to keep it and immortalize it. So I folded it up, put it in my bag. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's biggest chip. Look at the size of it. That is a huge chip.